Now, as you may have gleaned from my accent, I'm Australian. It's not maybe an overly strong accent to some, perhaps. But if there's anything Australians love, is property. I mean, there are other things we love, I guess. Sport. We love sport. We love good sunny weather. Vegemite. But if there's one thing we love, it's property. You know, we spend our weekends going down to our local Bunnings to get materials to do up our homes. We spend many an hour scrolling through realestate.com looking for a dream home, perhaps. We spend hours and hours debating about the current housing crisis, how to solve it, what can be done, what's not being done, and we love to invest in it. For most Australians, property is a safe, risk-free investment. But as many come to find out, it's not a risk-free investment. Especially from an Australian perspective, property prices have been going up for multiple decades now. And so that view that property is risk-free, that is just going to give you a steady return, sometimes doubling your money in a couple of years, sometimes 10 years, seen as a great way to store your wealth. But property has quite a lot of risks attached to it. One of the biggest ones, of course, is liquidity risk. That is, it's a big asset and you have to park a lot of your money into it, and it's hard to get it out. It's hard to just buy and then if you need money the next day to sell it again. It takes weeks, months, sometimes years to sell. There's a big issue, that is, if there's a chance that you're going to need that money, then if you invest in property, you risk not being able to get it when you need it. Some risks that we don't really consider, perhaps, with property that are a big risk. Another big one, of course, is location, or the fixed nature of it. It's a real asset, tangible, and it's largely immovable. So if you don't like your location, there's not much you can do about it. In particular, this becomes a risk with the way the location might change. You know, one day you might have beachfront property, the next day there might be reclamation efforts and you might be a kilometre away from the ocean. One day your land might be zoned for light residential, and then next you might have towers going up next door to you. So there's a lot of location risks, other than the other major one that you can't pick your neighbours. Yeah. And property has other very big idiosyncratic risks. You know, things can go wrong. We have insurances that can cover lots of things, but there's a lot of smaller expenses that can pop up throughout the years, from new plumbing to new air conditioning to other maintenance, big and small, and that can be quite costly. There's quite a risk there of costs blowing out for a property. With all these idiosyncratic risks in particular, the one way we generally manage those things as investors is through diversification. That is, we like the market, e.g. the property market and what it can do in general, but if we don't want to take the idiosyncratic risk attached to it, that is the risk attached to any specific property, the way we get around that is through diversification. And so a lot of property investors look to go down this route, buying up lots of properties, and that's a good way to minimize risk. Socially, though, there are some issues, obviously, that we see with that. Landlord versus renter type of issues. Property owners taking up properties that renters might want to buy. But it's the one way in which we can look to eliminate a lot of that idiosyncratic risk, diversify it away. But of course, the issue with property, other than this landlord-renter conflict, is that they're big assets. It's hard to diversify into property. You can't just simply get a 20 asset portfolio in a quick fashion. A lot of investment, or property investors, I should say, they take time to build up their portfolio of properties. It generally takes years or decades to get a good, reasonable amount of diversification. But again, if you're in a country where property prices just keep on rising and rising, maybe don't even care about diversification too much. But like with all investments, we need to understand the risks clearly. We need to understand what's driving property prices going up or down.
Now, eagle-eyed viewers may have spotted some familiar landmarks in this video, so to play the Where is Dr. Dan game, head over to my Substack to be the first to log your location guess. See you next time.